Technology Showcase. Laura Indolfi, founder and CEO, Partner Therapeutics.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much to Giovanni and to the entire team for inviting me to present the revolution that is happening into the oncology space and how we can fit into that. It was also very interesting that this was the week that I was invited to present, because yesterday was my mom's birthday. And my mom was a very, very vibrant judge with 3 kids, multitasking. She was always running around, and she was seemingly very healthy. And then a random check-in screening with no symptoms led to the diagnosis of a colon cancer in June of 2016. She had no symptoms, and yet she had a small colon tumor and a very large spreading into the liver. So she started several rounds of chemo on different type of regimen that they were switched due to toxicity. And unfortunately, a little bit over a year and a half after the diagnosis, she passed. And I tend to say she didn't pass due to colon cancer or to liver spread. She passed due to the systemic chemo that she received. Her liver failed, and renal function failed, and then eventually they took away from us. And the reason for all of this is because while the biotech company have spent enormous amount of money to develop and design new way to treat cancer, a new molecule that they kill the disease, we are still poisoning the patients first. We are giving the drug systemically, everything goes everywhere into the blood, and that results in less than 1% of the drug that actually reach the tumor sites. That means that 99% goes into the liver, into the blood, into the brain, into the lung, in any other organs. You also have these very powerful drugs being exposed for a very limited amount of time and then cleared by the body. So it's a really highly inefficient way to treat cancer and to deliver these very toxic agents. So I am an engineer, and one of the first things that I thought when exposed to this dilemma was, well, why we cannot bring it directly at the tumor site? Why we cannot design something that brings all of the cargo only where it's needed? And another little bit things about me, before I started Panther, I was working in cardiology. I was a biomedical engineer working on drug-eluting stent, and the funny things of cardiology is 40 years ago, to access the heart, you needed to have an open surgery. And then with the revolution of the technology, with minimal invasive procedure, the whole field of interventional cardiology started. And right now, doctors are trained in interventional cardiology over time, and it's a completely new branch of medicine. So with that in mind, we have designed Sagittari, that is a platform that allows us to unleash the full potential of the oncology drugs. We are able to deliver only where is needed so that we can have 100% of the dose precisely at the tumor site. It can be there for a prolonged period of time so that we don't need to worry about being washed out by the drug, by the blood, and being metabolized into the liver. And it can change the way we can fully target solid tumor. How we do that, we have a very broad functional IP that covers us different type of indication. We start with choosing the organs, and so where we need to go into the body. And then we look at where innovation have come to design minimal invasive way to reach that organs. And so what will be the route of administration we need to leverage. That will dictate what form factors our product will have. And then we can decide what drug, for how long, and for how much of it we want it to deliver. This is really a snapshot that allows me to tell that we are really leveraging the innovation into robotics and minimal invasive and all of this technology of miniaturization to really reach the target, to be able to design product to target every solid tumor. Our first indication is for pancreatic, and we have a second one for lung. But the reality is that we really wanted to enter at any point where there is a surgical intervention and kind of leave behind something like Trojan horses, where you can leave a piece of product that will deliver drug and treat the patient at that time, at that space, over the prolonged period of time that we can decide. Because we are not shy of challenges, we decided to start with pancreatic cancer. That is one of the most lethal disease in the solid tumor, with a merely 10% survival rate over 5 years. And the way we are doing it is we are really taking advantage of everything that is already standard of care. We are using paclitaxel as a drug that is the most powerful and most successful drugs, but cannot be delivered through the route systemic that is the standard of care. Those patients, they are getting a laparoscopic staging as part of their clinical paradigm and diagnostic procedure. We are using that procedure to leave behind a biodegradable patch that will be able to cover the entire area of interest of the tumor and release the drug over a prolonged period of time. And this is a vision of how we have done it into the phase 1 study. We have the drug that is bilayer. There is a drug-eluting and then a backbone barrier. It's extremely flexible so that it perfectly fits into the laparoscopic trocar that they are using for the procedure. And we give the surgeons that extra tool at the end of the procedure when they have seen that there is no metastasis or they've seen of what the situation is to leave behind our biodegradable film, cover the entire area. The layer with the drug will start degrading first, allowing for the drug to go only towards the tumor and sparing all of the other nearby vital organs, and then everything will degrade. So we don't need to come in and remove it, and we can actually place another one and have the same way patients right now go every other week into infusion center. They could go every 3 months into to get a biodegradable film. We have closed our first in-human study in Australia at our lowest dose, where we have demonstrated that it was safe, it was ready to be implanted in the OR, there was no drug into the stream, and one thing that we were not really expecting, it was also extremely efficacious. This is a CT scan of the tumor at the time of diagnosis. The blue area is where our film was placed, and the purple arrow are the direction of the tumor, of the drug that we were eluting. And as you can see at the end of the treatment, all of these tumors, they deflated in the direction of our treatment. This is something that you could not achieve with the systemic standard of administration. We were also able, at our lowest dose, to have favorable results compared to systemic treatment, but with no side effect. And right now, we are on the path to bring this technology to the US as well, with a phase 2 clinical trial that we are planning to start next year. But when I started, I said that we really wanted to revolutionize solid tumor by leveraging minimal invasive procedure. So our second product has been developed for lung cancer. And right now in lung cancer, there is all of this new revolution of the robotics and bronchoscope minimal invasive diagnostic. So we took this, our starting point, and take leverage of this procedure to design product that can perfectly fit into the lumen of the bronchoscope and can be deployed intratumorally after the biopsy and elute the full cargo of chemotherapy over a period of time, with the same concept that we have demonstrated right now in the clinic with pancreatic cancer. So we have been building this company for over a decade. The technology came out of MIT, and then we have been spun out to advance the first product and now bringing also the second product to the market. And we have assembled the perfect team to make sure that we can bring this hybrid product with a drug and a device to the patients as fast as possible and as efficiently as possible. And we are really thrilled to have the support of several KOL in the US and in Australia as well, and some Italians too, that really see the vision of this transformative interventional oncology in the next 10 to 15 years. So this is just a summary of where the field is going and where our technology can fit it to accelerate and bring this revolution to the patients and to the side bed. And we are doing so by bringing the fight to cancer directly at the target and really leveraging every minimal invasive procedure to leave behind the full dose of those toxic agents that they are needed to localize and target the tumor without resulting in actually killing the patients. I hope you will join us in this journey and quest to really make cancer treatment not as painful for the patients and for the family as we have experienced so far. Thank you.